Yo, what's going on, my gremlins? I'm about to start recording my video. But look, I was going on to here and I'm like, hey, what's this? This looks live. There's like little alien dudes. Like, I don't know, maybe it's like the Cat Island thing or something. I know it's like a UEFN looking map, is what it seems like. But I press play now and it doesn't take me to it. So I'm like, why can't I do all this little space stuff? That's what I want to do, but I don't know. I can't find the map either. I'm like, where is the map? I'm gonna look up Lego Smoothie. Nothing. And see, like, I'm looking for the official Lego, so I gotta look for the corner, the little Lego symbol in the corner. I think that's a new picture for Raft Survival, unless I'm just tripping. I don't know. I can't find it, but if anybody knows how to get to this map, let me know, please. Maybe the map's not out yet, but hopefully it's out pretty soon, because it looked pretty interesting, and it seemed kind of like a Typhoon map, and those are like the main creative maps that I play, so I can get like some creative XP, like maybe next season, because I don't need XP this season. I'm almost at 300, bro. But if you clicked on the video, I know you're looking for this, bro. Look at this, man. I spent like 2 days just building stuff, seeing what I can come up with. Like, I flew onto a different island. Oh, this is where like my desert base is on my normal area. This is like my little shore. So if you ever watch like my other series, I live up here when I'm in my desert. It's like my least used base. But you can see I was like building some stuff over there on this island, just scattered around. I have a bunch of other builds. Some of them are broken, some of them aren't, but this is the one that I found the best. So I've been wanting to get like a big ship to where I can like carry everything. So I have like a bunch of storage, and then like, I don't know, I wanted like crafting benches, and like I feel like I always need wooden rods or like some sort of plank or anything really, but these are like the most useful items I think you need on a car. And then I have a launch pad so I can get to the roof, but that's not how you're supposed to use it. Let me just get up here. So I wanted to put like the Durr-Burger on a build because I mean it's the Durr-Burger. It's like the main hood ornament. And then I wanted it whenever the Durr-Burger like shop set came out, but I didn't buy it because I was like, I don't really want to buy like the Durr-Burger. I could just build my own thing, you know. But I don't know. They came out with this, and I was like, yeah, I need to cop the Lego Pass, and they put the Durr-Burger in it, so I was just kind of wraps from there. But I don't know. It's like kind of a nice little pattern right here with these like floor pieces, and you can make like your own design. I'll get into how to build this in a second. I'm just kind of showing it off in case you want to build it. But I don't know, it looks kind of Star Warsy, like a pretty cool ship, I think. And then whenever you drive, you know, you can see like, well, you gotta fix the camera angle sometimes, but you can just see the front. I'm gonna show it from this angle whenever I lift off, and like, I don't know, it just looks like a spaceship. It just looks really cool, but it flies up pretty good, and like, it is a little top heavy, but that's okay because whenever you use the thrusters, it evens it out. And even if I take off like the normal boost on the bottom, it lifts up, so they counteract each other. But it flies really good. The thing is you just need the space for it. And then, you know, it's always, I always do a triangle is the left side, circle is the right side. And then I have a lot of thrusters on one side, but it turns pretty fast for its size, and then it lifts up really fast. And then, you know, you get where you want. But if you watch any of my other videos, I mean, you know how to fly. It's the same mechanics. X is to fly up, and then, you know, you have like the left and right with the triangle and circle. And really, you just want to try to stay straight, or really just whichever direction you're pointing. It's kind of easy to steer this one because, I mean, you're just flying off of this little bit. And then whenever you want to land, I recommend looking this direction and facing the back. Our first obstacle, this rock. And we barely missed it. I haven't been using X so I could land and show y'all that this is also a water vehicle. So you can, it does pretty good in the water, I think. I like how it lifts up almost like a jet ski or something. So I can go full blast and I can walk around, mind my own business. Back here, I need to craft something real quick, or maybe hop out the back. So if you want to swim and you need to get something in the water, you can just walk off and then end up on your stairs. You have stairs on both sides of the front, so that's not bad. I put a little like storage here just to add some weight. And like, yeah, there's storage here and here. And then if you're wondering why this is like the smaller storage, it's because it fits in this little nook in this build piece. So it's like a turret piece. But I don't know, it just has like a nice little space in it. So I was like, why not use this space to like, I don't know, get this out the way, put some power cells in there. If your wheels work, my wheels still don't work, but this vehicle should be able to drive. I just can't really test how good it does. Um, Here, let me get back to the land real quick. But if you're looking for like a Star Wars vehicle, I think that this is exactly what you're looking for. I mean, it's Lego Fortnite. It's Fortnite themed and it's Star Wars themed, but it's not anything that's like a pre-build. And you can tell that it's not like, oh, this is a Lego Star Wars set or this is a Fortnite set. This is a Lego Star Wars makeshift build. Like, just came up with it off the top of the dome. I'm sure, you know, you can come up with some better like thruster mechanics, but honestly I kind of like it. I think it gives me like some character when I'm flying around. I haven't built this in my survival yet, but whenever I start showing you how to build this, I am gonna go through like how many like pieces you need, what all you need to build it, so that if you want to build it in your survival, that you can. If you just want to build it in creative, then just follow along, but I'm gonna go ahead and start getting into it. Actually, before I get into it, I'm coming up on the island that I do most of my testing on in creative. If I'm not in my Star Wars area, I'm just gonna leave my build there. But you can see I was like testing out like how these circles work over here and like where I could fit stuff. And I didn't want it to be this small. I've had multiple ideas. Like originally, this was a top piece of an even bigger build, and then I don't know, like it was so big that whenever I was flying I couldn't see where I was steering, so that's why that one's a little smaller. So that one's like the perfect size for your screen pretty much. I mean, I'm sure I can figure out a better way to do it, but as of right now that's the biggest build that I can build and fly around comfortably. But I don't know, I've tried a lot of things and I've played with like the weight distribution, so this is 2 days of testing. This is the best that I've come up with. I mean, just look at this landing, it's perfect. I literally just bounce off the ground a little bit and it just like a nice fluffy pillow. I don't know, it's just great and it looks ominous at nighttime. Some of the hidden lights that I have in there kind of shine through the outside and give it just like this real ominous vibe. I don't know, it's something real special. I'm really proud of this build, so hopefully you'll enjoy it, but I'm finna get into me building it, so here are the instructions. So I'd already started out with the large car jack, but you're going to want to get the 20 by 20 vehicle base, and you want to get 4 of them and connect them together real quick. If you're in survival, you're definitely going to need to whip out the stairs for this because it's way easier when you jump on top of the platform, but you're going to get the Mos Eisley corner number 3 piece. And you're going to go to each corner and you're going to place it there. So you're going to want it one off of the side, and what I do is I'll like inch it back and forth. So like one side will be one off and then the next side will be one off, and just like whenever you adjust them to where they're both one off, then that's how you know that it's perfectly where it needs to be. But you need it like that in each corner. But for the sides that you want to be like your left and right side, I'd place down the Mos Eisley turret piece, because you want that on your sides, and then leave like the front and back middle blank, so you're gonna need to adjust them again. Or if you would like, you can also put the turret piece there and just place like the walls that way, because it's the same spacing either way. They're all the same piece, the 20 by 20 connected, so either way the math is mathing. After you place your side walls, you're gonna want to get vehicle base 11, the 20 by 16 piece, and you're gonna want to center it at the front. So whichever side you decide to be the front is where you're going to want to center this one at. You know, if you did it right, if the spacing in between is 12 studs, and also you're going to want it like sideways, like hamburger style instead of hot dog, if that puts it in simpler terms, but that's the terminology that I can only think of at the moment. Next up, we're going to work on the vehicle's suspension. So we're going to get suspension number 5, and we're going to go to those base pieces that are 20 by 20. And we're going to go one off of the front, and you see those little squares at the bottom. So there's that little square with the cut off corner, and then there's the first full square. On that first full square, we're going to go in the very corner of that square, and we're going to place the front corner of our suspension number 5 in that corner. So that's just going to place it perfectly there. I don't know, I just like it one off of the front. That's just a personal preference, and I feel like, I don't know, it makes the vehicle like just work better. Just trust me, this is the process, trust the process. Next, we're going to be placing down the thrusters. So we're going to get the thrusters and we're going to go behind the suspension, and the thrusters we're going to be using are the large thrusters. So go behind the suspension and get it in the middle. So just, you know, get it even with the little kind of middle area with the yellow square, but the opposite side. Go one off of that, and then go to where like it's green, like right next to the other thruster, and then go one off of again, and then place it, and then place each thruster one off of each other, but in a cross. And I don't know, I feel like that was a pretty good like even adjustment for like how much boost it is, because this car's gonna have a lot of weight. Sometimes it just lets you glide through placing all of them, and it's automatically just stuck to the bottom platform, and you could just like click 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 move it back and forth real easy. And then the other times it's like a struggle, but I don't know, if you can just click click click, it's all about the angle and what character you use, honestly, so just don't use too much of a bulky Lego skin, I guess. And then also if you need to move the jack, you can. Just make sure you have the original one down, and then just place another one like in the middle. I had to move one because it was where I needed my thrusters at, but a quick easy transfer and that problem was out of the way. Since I'm already down here working by the suspension, I'm going to go ahead and put the tires down. So you're going to go with the large powered tires. I don't know why I'm talking so country, but you know, just place them on the sides like a normal car. And then I put some medium powered wheels in the middle, and you're probably like, bruh, muted, why are you putting medium powered wheels in the middle? They're not even going to touch the ground. I put them there for like the buoyancy, so like when you're in the water, I feel like it's going to float better with like more wheels, because you know, it's more air. Like, it's the physics, but I don't know, it just adds a little more aesthetic and adds some more weight, because I mean, it honestly helps, I feel like, if you have a little more weight on your vehicles, especially with all the balloons we're finna add later. So make sure you're still watching, because that's still a couple steps away. But I forgot to put this large thruster in the front, so make sure you put this one off from the front, because you know, that's just how I like to place things. But now you're going to want to go to the support tab, and you want to go to the Mos Eisley awning, and you're going to want to place that in the very front row of that very front piece of your vehicle, and you're going to want it two off of the side, and it fits perfectly in the front, and it really gives it that like Millennium Falcon type of vibe. I don't know, it's really coming together as like a spaceship. It's starting to get like the shape and the form. It already is building character. For the back door, you're going to want the palatal door number 1, and you're just going to want to get like those little wings like flush with the corner pieces. And then your door's gonna disintegrate. I don't know why it does that. It's kind of annoying, but I mean, honestly, I'm not really bothered by it too much. And then you're just gonna place the stairs like just where the door, just so you can walk in the door pretty good. And then I like to place them on that front piece. So really just keep them to where like you're just gonna walk up and you're not gonna be obstructed. So really just one off of like the 20 by 20 piece, or one like square left from the back of the 20 by 16 piece. The next part is the hardest part, so I definitely make sure to pay attention right here. I literally talk about it like while I'm doing it live, just so I don't mess it up, and I can explain it as good as possible for y'all, because it is just so complicated. So sorry that it's complicated, but it's really worth it because the build just looks amazing. And then you're definitely gonna need your stairs for this one. Alright, now we gotta work on the roofing. So we got like pretty much the base of your whole vehicle, but the hardest part for me honestly is the roofing. So I had to make like a little diagram over here, but in the very back. So here's like the full build, but in this very middle piece, like where the door is, this piece fits, and it's a 16 by 16. And then I put the corner piece right here, and it's gonna stick one up above this little corner piece. And then from this corner piece, we have two squares of 6 by 6. And then this is a 6 by 2 plank, another 6 by 6, and this is a 4 by 4. And then right here, I'm kind of showing like the difference. So these are all 6. I just lifted it up so that you know that there's 6 like across. So it's a 6, this one's a 6, and then there's another 6. And then this one's an 8, so this is another 6 right here. But you see how there's like a 4 by 4, or well, like it's 4 little studs really, but there's just like a little space right here that would equal like the other 2. That would make it 8. Like this piece right here is a 16, so it's 16 little studs long, and then you want this one to be like a little square of 4 studs off, or a 2 by 2 square off. Alright, so now we're going to get into me building it. So we're going to get that 16 by 16 piece, and we're gonna show 1 bar of that brown door, and then we're gonna get the 14 by 14 Mos Eisley wide corner pieces, and we're gonna set them one off from that 16 by 16 middle square, and then we're gonna set both of those two 6 by 6 pieces next to each other on the ends on those 14 by 14 corners. Then you're gonna want to put those 16 by 2s next to the 6 by 6s, and then place some more 6 by 6s next to the 6 by 2 that you just placed, and then in between the 6 by 6 you're gonna place a 4 by 4, and that'll complete the little back like line of your build. So now you're going to put a 6 by 2 and you're going to flip it sideways and place it on the other side of the 6 by 2 that you've placed earlier, and then you're going to want to attach an 8 by 2 to the end of that, and that'll complete that like line across. Now you're going to place 2 more 6 by 6s, and then you can attach the 14 by 14 corners to the 6 by 6 pieces. Now you're going to want to get a 16 by 2, and then you're going to place it next to that 14 by 14, and then we're going to fill in that little gap like in between them with the 6 by 2 piece. And then after we place those down, we're going to put a 12 by 12 piece in between, but you're going to want it 2 studs off of the front. And then after we place that first cymbal piece, we're going to put the second cymbal piece down and then back to the first piece, but we're going to flip it over a little bit. And then that should be the rest of the roof, and for the cherry on top, we're going to add the driver's seat right on the front. I like to put it 2 studs in front of like where the white little parts of the cymbal branch off. I don't know, it makes it like a nice little design, and also it gets you to that area to where like you can see past the Drif-Durr after we add it. Speaking of Drif-Durr, now we're going to start decorating the top. So we're going to start with the sign. So an easy way to align the sign, I like to put it in the back. So we're going to start off by putting it on this little orange strip, and like the little sticks that put the sign in the ground are the perfect like size, or it's the same size as like the little orange strip. But I just place it with 1 tan strip in between, so just go on the orange strip and go 1 2 behind, place it, and that's the good spot. And then where you placed your 4 by 4 square, that's where I placed the Drif-Durr. So just try to center it the best you can. The bottom, I can't really tell if it's like 3 or 4. While I'm editing, I honestly think that it might be 4. So it could take up the whole 4 by 4 square, or I've been putting mine like 1 off to the side, and honestly it looks centered enough. I can't really tell where the center of the Drif-Durr is, but I'm gonna have to figure it out after I'm done editing, because now it's kind of bothering me. Now we're gonna get into the small balloons. So you're gonna place the first 2 in the front 2 corners of the awnings, just on like the outer corners, so it just kind of keeps the front up a little bit. And then the next 2 we're going to place on the very back right against the sign. So the first one I'm placing, you're going to see this little like black bit that's on top of the sign, and right where the corner is will be like in the middle of the little circle on the balloon. So I placed that down there, and then the second balloon, right where that second hole is on the very top, I'm going to line that with a dot, and that's like perfectly lined up. And then I'm gonna add 2 more balloons on the bottom. So on that 20 by 16 piece where the awning is, where the awning's already 2 off, and then on that 3rd stud is the awning piece, we're gonna go 2 more open studs away from that, and then on the 3rd one is the balloon. Getting into the large balloons, the first spot that we're gonna place them is where we put the 8 by 2s. So on that back row, we're going to look for the 8 by 2 little spacing. It's pretty much in the middle of the turret area, so it's practically the middle of the whole 20 by 20, but on the very edge, and that's where we're going to place our first piece. And then for each corner, I have like a little trick. So each corner piece has like a little L shape with like the studs. So you're going to look for the L shape, and then on the back side, on the top 2, on the longer end, you're gonna place the balloon. So that's like the very middle of each piece is the back side of the L on the top part. So it'll have the 2 studs instead of the 1, but guaranteed each time that's where you're gonna place it. Finally, we're getting into the wings, so you can turn your vehicle now. So it's gonna start at the turret piece. So at the very bottom of the turret piece, we're gonna put an agent thin floor number 1, or the 6 by 2 agent floor. So it's very durable, so that's why I chose that one. So we're just gonna make it flush, because it just has that awkward like one-off little lip. I don't know why it has that. That's a really awkward piece, but You place that down, and then after you place that down, you put vehicle base number 3 underneath it, and you're gonna put 2 of them, and that's gonna act as our first wing. The next set of wings that we're gonna get into is on the front 20 by 20 vehicle base, and it's gonna be on the front half of the middle yellow rectangle. So you just want to cover up half of the little yellow rectangle with the gray lines on it, and just put 2 of the vehicle base 3s out on that. So that's your second wing, and then the last wing is going to be on the back 20 by 20 vehicle base, and it's also going to be the middle yellow rectangle, but it's going to be on the back half. So back half yellow rectangle with the gray lines, and just put 2 vehicle base number 3s, and then that's your last wing, and you're going to want to do that to both sides. Now for your thrusters, and this is for each wing, at the very end, you're going to want to lock on a large thruster, and then as soon as it turns green, so right next to it, you're going to place a small thruster, and then from that small thruster, you're going to go one off of it, so as soon as it turns green, and then scoot it over one, and then place another large thruster, and do that for every single wing. And then you already know the combination. The left side is triangle, and then the right side is circle, but you know, whatever preference you have. If you have a different preference, do it that way, but that's just how I fly it, so that's how I recommend you do it. I added some large front guards to the 20 by 16 vehicle base just in case I hit anything with it. I didn't want to knock out the whole vehicle base and have to worry about like replacing a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not sure I would have to if it was that piece, but just to be on the safe side, I'd rather just rebuild like a couple like pieces of wood than a whole vehicle base that could have stuff on it. To make the guards even, you want to be able to see the yellow rectangles in between like the pieces that go against like the vehicle base. So, you know, just make everything symmetrical. I mean, if you don't care, you just slap them on there. You can put one of them on there, that probably works too, but I just like 2 of them just because I think it looks better. But from this point, everything is cosmetic or personal customization. So I put my grand chest like in between these balloons by these guardrails, and then where the turret is, I like to put these red lights in there, and it just makes it really nice and aesthetic-y. And whenever you put like something in front of it, it looks cool. So like I put my engine on this one, and then I have a medium chest in the other one because that's the only thing that really fits there. I mean, I'm sure there's other things that'll fit there if you're gonna play around with it, but that's just what I wanted there, you know. I definitely recommend some lights, and these blue lights are pretty good. I put them at like just both entrances or doorways, whatever you want to call it. I just think it looks good, and the blue lights are really bright, and they're all Star Wars themed, so it all fits together, and it just looks really nice. So definitely fits the aesthetic. I almost forgot to mention the launch pad, and the launch pad is actually really important because that's what you have to use to get to the roof where you're gonna drive. And like, I think it's kind of funny because it's like one of the main things. But anyway, like you gotta place it in this little middle piece, and right here in the middle where there's this little hole, you want the back foot to be halfway in it. So just put it, like nudge it back 1 into that little hole, and that's exactly where you want it. And the roof fits perfectly, so you can just jump in, and it should take you to your seat. If not, it might hit you in front of it. You could just like glide. Like if you're in the air and you hop out of your seat and you miss it, you could just glide onto your vehicle. Usually it works like that. Sometimes you will land in the ocean, you just gotta wait for it to land, you can swim to it, but I mean, hey, it happens sometimes, you know. This is definitely one of the coolest vehicles I built on LEGO Fortnite, if not one of the coolest things I built in LEGO Fortnite in general. I don't know, it's just like a flying base really. It's really fun, and it's like on par with the village. I just wish I could like have a villager with me that would like help me do stuff, because it has like that icon that says like nobody's helping me like work on it, which is annoying. But if I had somebody to help me with it, that'd be kind of cool, like a ship hand. I don't know, I don't think they'll add like a ship hand like option, but if they did, that'd be pretty dope, and they should shout me out or something, or add an Easter egg. I'm getting off track, but anyway, I definitely recommend at least having a crafting bench and a lumber mill, because those are the most needed ones I think on adventure, and then of course extra chest. And then my curiosity got the best of me, and I was like, what if I put everything on this? Like, would I be able to fly? So yes, you can fly with everything on it. I put every single thing that you need on here. Anything that makes anything is on here, and there's storage. So this vehicle fits a lot, and it's very practical. And even if you did add everything and you're like, man, it's too heavy, you just add another balloon to the back, and it evened it out pretty good. So all around this vehicle is pretty good. I definitely recommend you build it. Thank you for sticking around this long. This is probably my longest video, if not one of the longest videos I'll ever make. This is insanely long. I've never done this before, but yeah, definitely leave a like and subscribe if you've been here this long. Definitely at least a like. Let me know in the comments if you built this vehicle, if you like it, if you enjoy it, if it's I don't know, if you want to see more stuff like this. I've never built stuff like this. It took me 2 days, and then this video's taken me quite a while too, so I'm kind of tired and I'm kind of rambling at the moment, but that's all I really got for y'all, so it's been muted. Again, thank you for watching this very long video, and I'll see you in the next one.